So I'd like to start by quickly introducing myself. My name is Alistair McLean-Foreman. I'm the CEO and founder of Takeometrics. We're a company here in Boston, and we have offices in Seattle, actually a team of engineers and support in Bengaluru, India as well, and super excited to be part of this. I actually want to start the presentation giving you a sense of the most important thing that we do for sellers and brand owners on the Amazon platform, and that's to maximize the potential of every seller and brand owner. We know that Jeff Bezos and Amazon has created this incredible ecosystem, this incredible consumer-facing company, lowest prices, maximum selection. That's the focus. That's their customer target, the consumers. And at Takeometrics, we focus on the sellers and we help those sellers unlock their potential. And it's something that's very passionate to me. It's been a long journey for me to get here because I actually came to the US to study at Harvard University in the early 2000s and actually became one of the first third-party sellers in 2002. I started off selling sports products on a website, and Amazon actually reached out to me in 2003 and said, hey, we've got this project with Toys R Us and we're diversifying outside of books, and we're thinking of building this thing called the marketplace. And that's how this company got started, and that's our passion, and that's my personal passion to help sellers and brand owners be successful. So it has been a long journey. And it's been a tough one. By the time I graduated college, I'd actually incurred quite a bit of debt. And that was really due to the fact that I had missed a key component of optimization, which is a focus. And my number one mistake was lacking a focus on gross profit. So I know this presentation's regarding algorithmic optimization, but I want to take you through the lens that we use to help our sellers and brand owners be profitable on Amazon advertising. Anyone can run ads, anyone can sell products on marketplaces, but it's all about gross profit. And I would urge any one of you that's attempting to optimize advertising to think about that very carefully. The Amazon advertising team has done a fantastic job. It's one of the fastest growing teams in Amazon. But for you as a seller and brand owner, what you want to understand is how profitable those ads are. Are they actually making money? So there is that ultimate focus that has to be in place before you start adding automation. So the problem here is, as I said earlier, Amazon's mission is the lowest prices and largest selection. It's the Earth's most customer-centric company. But 60% of its volume is going through third-party sellers, and these sellers are flying blind and they need automation. In a way, what's happening is Amazon's optimizing for its profitability. In some ways, it's a casino. When you launch a new product on Amazon or you start an advertising campaign, the question you should be asking yourself is, are you being profitable? And I think it feels for many sellers, and I've been in this position, like it's a bit of a gamble. So it's really important, and these are the tools, of course, that you're all familiar with if you sell on Amazon, the very basic tools that are in Seller Central. And sellers are flying blind. I mean, this is what it feels like. You're getting more and more volume, you're dealing with inventory, you're dealing with advertising, but are you actually driving in the right direction? So spending more money on ads could be solving the wrong problem. Here's a little bit of a joke. You're the third person to go down the hole this week. You should really get those tires checked. The point I'm trying to make here is before you start advertising, do you have all of your ducks in a row? Do you have all of your products aligned? And that's why this has to be data-driven. An analytical approach always beats guessing in the long run. And that's something that we ingrain in our philosophy here at Takeometrics. We're very focused on the data. So all of our software is firstly focused on identifying profitability at a product level before we start to scale up. And that's the number one problem we see with people advertising on Amazon. They're trying to grow something that ultimately in the beginning isn't profitable. Amazon's never going to care. Amazon's going to say, keep advertising. And I think it's super important to be on a presentation like the one that we are on today with Payoneer, because you're going to be, in many cases, taking more and more capital, more and more cash, and putting it into more and more investments. So I urge everyone on the call to think about this. Use an analytical approach before you start scaling. And here's a great way to think about it. This is a famous, an incredible entrepreneur, Peter Drucker, or a business operator. You can't manage what you don't measure. So how do sellers measure profit? Gross profit is the number one metric that we focus on in our tool. It's the focus of understanding the profit a company makes after deducting the cost associated with making and selling its products, or the cost associated with providing its services. And on Amazon, of course, the cost of goods sold is the key question. On the Amazon side, we consider the metric to include ad spend. So that's a very important piece. If you're not including your ad spend and your fees in your calculation for Amazon seller gross profit, you're going to have a very dangerous situation. You might be selling a product and creating a margin after sales and cost of goods sold and the Amazon selling fees. But if you don't take into account your ad spend, that's a dangerous, dangerous place to be. And of course, what you can then do once you have your gross profit is divide that by the sales and times that by 100 to get your gross margin percentage. So here's a breakdown, just to clarify. Your selling price might be $100 and you've got your gross profit of 15%, and that's all of those slices. Typically what we see is an ad spend of around 10%, depending on what life cycle your product's in. FBA fees might be 20%, and the Amazon fees are 15%, and then seller cost of goods sold is 40%. So if you're not considering these orange items, and specifically ad spend, you're going to be in a tough position. And in our software, which is called Flywheel, we're able to calculate this dynamically. And we're going to help you maximize this gross margin piece at the top. Ultimately, that's the goal. And here's a quick screenshot of how we do it. What we're able to do is identify that gross profit. In the Amazon Seller Central tool, of course, there's no way that they can calculate this because they don't have your cost of goods sold. And what we do is we use AI and algorithmic optimization to make thousands, if not millions, of bid changes to help you drive more and more gross profit. And we actually create these nudges or action cards to allow you to take further action. For example, do you have negative keywords that are wasting money that you're spending on? That's the number one reason why advertising is not profitable. It's the waste and it's the misconfiguration of those campaigns. So we're here able to diagnose all of that and automate it. This is a good example of how you should be looking at it, whether you're using our tool or a different type of tool. Or even in Excel or Google Sheets. What we do is we do this dynamically in our product, and we're able to see at a line item for every SKU, every ASIN, every product investment that you make, your state of your product and what stage it's in, and we're able to look at your gross margin and your gross profit. So you should be looking at every product in this way and then focusing on advertising. What we're able to do in our technology is actually configure your campaigns dynamically. And I think that's a really important note. The number one reason for failure that we see with Amazon advertisers, whether they're using automation or not, is the incorrect configuration of their campaigns. So what we've done is we've actually built a tool that allows you to ingest all your products and in a couple of clicks, actually create the right campaign structure. And if you're not familiar with that, that should be an automatic campaign to harvest the valuable keywords from Amazon's own algorithm and feed those keywords into manual campaigns that can then accelerate and perform even better. And what we do is we call that an explore and then exploit strategy. So we're constantly harvesting those keywords and moving them over to more competitive campaigns. So for a given product, you may have dozens of different ad groups, and this becomes a pretty challenging problem to manage because you could be in Seller Central with dozens or hundreds of campaigns. And we're able to then set those up at a SKU level after you've got your gross margin identified and your profitability identified. And then we set your gross margin target at a SKU level, which map back to those ad groups. That is when we start to kick in that algorithmic bidding and adjustment. And that's the framework that you need to be really successful. We've managed, today we manage $6 billion worth of transactions for 6,000 brands, companies like Lego, companies like Valvoline, in fact, work with us. We do this on Amazon and Walmart, and we have some of the largest customers in the world, but we also have tens of thousands of smaller companies that are coming in to grow their business and become the next big brand. And we make this very accessible. So we have a free trial on our website. If it's under 5,000 a month in ad spend, it's $59 US. So it's very, very accessible. But as this automation scales, we're able to ramp up and grow with you as a customer. And this is some of the impacts, and this is some of the algorithm in place. I've just pulled up an example here. This is a relatively small account, but you can see we've done nearly 12,000 bid changes for those keywords. So this is pretty much in real time. What we're going to be doing is we're adjusting each one of these keywords based on their targets. And here you can see detected low click data, increasing bid by 2.9% to generate more clicks, but limited to control cost. And that's the power of automation. That's the power of the algorithm. And all of this is driving more and more gross profit for the business owner. So I wanted to thank you for listening to my presentation. And if there's anything that I'd like you to take away, it's the importance of calculating those gross profit thresholds before you add automation. I welcome anyone on the call to check out takeametrics.com. And if you're needing support with advertising, we'd love to talk to you. And of course, you can sign up and use our free trial and take advantage of this AI-powered machine that we've built to help sellers and brand owners grow. And just checking the time there, it looks like we're at about 15 minutes. So I'll ask Sanjukta if there are any questions or any other steps for me to take. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. No questions as of now. If we start getting questions, we'll send that across to you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Alistair, thank you so much. 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Really appreciate you coming on and speaking to our sellers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be a part of it, and good luck everybody in growing your businesses. And thank you very much for being part of this and letting me be part of it.
Thank you. Have a great night. Thanks.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.